Hello there everybody, and a very warm welcome back to the workshop. My name is Thibaut Jaberg, violin maker and student here at the Swiss School of Violin Making. So it's been absolutely ages since I last filmed a video for YouTube, and yeah, there's been loads of things going on in the time. We had a 3 weeks break, like autumn holidays basically, and then I've been really busy working on different projects, and yeah, in the meantime, like one of my videos I noticed has been doing really well. The last one I uploaded already got like loads of views, which is like cool to see that yeah, people liked this video apparently. And yeah, apparently also YouTube decided it was gonna suggest this video to loads of people, so yeah, I'm happy about that. So yeah, I thought I'd finally film a new video, and basically what I'm gonna do is this is going to be an update about all the things which I have been doing. And it's a Saturday morning now, so I just finished the the week of school basically yesterday, and then I often like to come on Saturdays to the workshop to have a little look around and make sure everything's okay, and then I start working on my private projects which I do in my spare time. And so basically we're going to do a slightly different format. So this is again going to be a one-take video, completely without any editing or anything. But basically I just arrived here into school this morning, and I'm going to take you with me, and we're going to walk around school, basically take a little tour, and we're just going to have a look together at all the things which I have been doing and all the things which I will do today, and so on. We're just going to do our little morning tour together basically. So first of all, here we have on the workbench a black viola case. This is a customer who is gonna arrive in about half an hour. That's their viola, which I have been doing some sound adjusting on. And yeah, we're basically gonna try out strings. Got various strings here. We're gonna try out which strings fit this instrument best. And then we are possibly also gonna do a little bit of sound adjusting on the bridge and possibly the sound pose, but we're gonna try and keep it minimal so that we don't like basically overdo ourselves with tons of changes, which are then sort of at some point it gets difficult to keep track. So we're gonna do some sound adjusting on this viola. I'm not gonna show you this viola because this is a customer's property and I haven't asked permission yet to film this viola. So that's one project. Then here you can see I glued some purflings, which are going to be for my next cello. And I'm not sure whether I have mentioned this instrument before on video, but basically I'm currently building a second cello. So I have showed my first cello before on video, but now I'm building a second one, and these are going to be the purfling for this second cello. And I glued this already a while ago, and there have been some little spots which came undone, so I re-glued them. That's why I don't have the whole purfling clamped here, just have one spot in the middle here where I had some delamination. So, what else do we have? I think I will show you the start I did on on the cello. So that's the cupboard where I have my stuff. That is the fingerboard for this next instrument. Yeah. Here at the back you might recognize the Baroque violin, which did so well, the superstar of my most recent video. And yeah, here basically I have the rib garland. Gonna find a place where the light is not too bad. So yeah, that is basically the rib garland. Gonna try to make it focus. Yeah, it is a fairly nice maple, I find. So that's basically how far I got with my cello. So it's basically the finished rib garland. Yeah, so obviously maple, as you might be able to tell. It is a local maple from Switzerland for the ribs, and then the blocks and linings are willow, which I like a lot for making linings and blocks. It's like a really nice material to work with, this willow wood. It's just so smooth and homogeneous. So yeah, that's the rib garland. And then I also already worked on the back and front of this cello, and they are currently not in the main workshop, but they are up here in our secondary workshop, where at the back we've got our little room with the UV cupboards. And they are currently inside the UV cupboard. And basically what I did, these UV light tubes which we have, they tend to make this little room very hot, and basically also the heat makes this room very dry. So we have a humidifier here at the back, but now I actually unplugged the humidifier, and the humidifier is empty as well. So inside this cupboard it is now very, very dry, and that's basically my goal, is to dry out these plates. Now they are just very, very roughly arched and roughly hollowed out. They're still in most parts about 12 millimeters thick, and now I am just hollowing them out, just drying them out, and also making sure that they shrink. So I basically measured the length. It's not focusing, but yeah, that's like 449 millimeters across here. And usually they tend to shrink something between 1 and 2 millimeters when you keep them for 2 days in this dry UV cupboard. And also I weighed the plates, and actually we can then have a look in a second at how much we lost. That might actually be interesting. We're gonna take them out. We're just gonna have a look into the second UV cupboard first. There's loads of cool things. Loads of violins, violas, and one of those instruments is my first cello. So hang on a second, just gonna check. Right, so yeah, just gonna take this one over here. So yeah, that is my first cello, which I am currently varnishing, and it's starting to take a little bit of color. And I absolutely love how the wood turned out. Might turn it round even for having better light. Yeah, like really beautiful wood. We also got some interesting surface textures still on the maple especially, but also on the spruce. And yeah, it is still fairly pale, but I have only got three, I think, but only 2 coats of varnish, which are really sort of like seriously pigmented. Like the other coats were basically transparent varnish. So yeah, there will still be more coats of colored varnish on this cello. But yeah, I quite like this instrument so far. I'm also quite pleased with the model. I find it's a very harmonious shape. I quite like it. So yeah, that's my cello. And now, just out of curiosity, let's go and weigh the plates, which I dried in the UV. Oh, I haven't got enough hands. Here we have our scales. Just gonna switch off on the electricity. Oh, the camera does not like the scales. Like it looks all blinky, like in real life the numbers don't blink, but apparently it does on video, or at least now on my camera. So yeah, we had here, oh, I can barely read this, but we had 2 days ago, we had 1,090 grams. And now we are at, 1,059 grams. Very interesting. So we basically lost more than 30 grams of weight in 2 days of UV. And the back, we used to have 1,641.5 grams, so 1,600. Now we have 1,590. So we actually lost around 50 grams. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, it does, I think, sort of make sense to dry out. And I mean, now they are sort of straight out of the UV cupboard. But now I will leave them for a few days just in basically the climate of the workshop. And they will sort of re-acclimatize to the workshop, and they will pick up a few grams again, and they will also swell up a tiny bit again, but actually not back to what they were before. they will remain lighter and drier and also slightly smaller. And obviously the obvious reason why we make them shrink before we assemble the instrument is that obviously if we like cut this to the final outline and assemble this to an instrument and then it shrinks, it is either gonna create extreme tensions or even the glue joints are gonna come loose, and then it might shrink to actually a point where the parts don't fit together anymore. So that's why we make the wood shrink together first before we assemble it. So yeah, what else do we have? Loads of instruments being built at the moment, and yeah, like at the moment, yeah, I'm mainly working on varnishing my cello, varnishing another instrument which I'm building for school together with another student, and yeah, then mainly working on my second cello, on this one over there, which will actually already most likely be the last instrument which I build here in Brienz. So yeah, rib garland, as I said, is finished, and front and back are now dry and will acclimatize again to the climate of the workshop. And then I will continue working on them. And also parallel to this, I will start working, oh, that's big. I will start working on the scroll. It's not easy to manipulate with one hand. But yeah, that's basically the scroll. It is just sawn out on the bandsaw so far, and I drilled the peg holes. I've got the marks here, these little dots are the mark from the template. So yeah, that will still be a lot of work until we have a finished scroll here. So yeah, where should we go to film the end of this video? Let's go back to the start and go my favorite little corner. As always, I hope the camera will be focused on my face, more or less. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and basically, yeah, that's what I do myself often when I come here on a Saturday morning. Just have a wander around school and look at how my varnish has dried upstairs, and have a look at where I'm standing and what my next steps will be. So yeah, basically now I've got a client arriving in a few minutes, and we're going to do this sound adjusting on the viola. And yeah, in the meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And yeah, I will see you hopefully very soon in the next video. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.